In this lesson, I'm going to review with you how to factor and how to use factoring to solve a quadratic equation. This is a skill that we covered in Algebra 1 at the end of last year, so at the very end of that quarantine period. It happens to be the checkpoint skill for this chapter, and since I know it's something that you had to learn on your own at home, I wanted to make sure we backed up a little bit this year and reviewed it, because it's a very important skill when you get to Algebra 2 next year. When solving a quadratic equation, the two things we need to think about are how we factor a quadratic equation and how we can use factoring to solve a quadratic equation. One thing that's important to remember when using factoring to solve a quadratic equation is this idea right here. This is called the zero product property. And what this says is if we have two numbers that are being multiplied together and the answer is 0, one of them must be 0. So if A times B equals 0, then either A is equal to 0 or B is equal to 0. And you can play around with that with several number examples. If I want to take any two numbers like 7 times 0, 10 times 0, 2,000 times 0. Anytime I want my answer to be 0 by multiplication, one of the numbers I multiply by has to be equal to 0. Okay. The second thing to remember is the process called factoring. When we factor, we take something, an expression or a number, and we break it down into its factors, things that can be multiplied together to give the original expression or the original number. So what we've shown here, x squared minus x minus 6, is the same as or is equivalent to x minus 3 times x plus 2. That's called factoring. We took the expression x squared minus x minus 6 and we broke it down into a product of its factors. Product means multiply, so x minus 3 times x plus 2. Now, how do we use factoring to solve an equation like this where we take x squared minus x minus 6 and set it equal to 0? Well, we rewrite the expression in terms of its factors. So x minus 3 times x plus 2, and now it's set equal to 0. We have two quantities multiplied together to equal 0. One of them must equal 0. Either x minus 3 is equal to 0, and then solving this mini equation tells me that x is really equal to a positive 3, or x plus 2 is equal to 0, and solving that mini equation by subtracting 2 from both sides tell me x is equal to a negative 2. Those are the two x values I could plug into the original equation to make it all equal to 0. And you can do that to verify our work. If we square 3, we get 9. 9 take away 3 is 6, and 6 take away 6 is 0. So we just checked x equal to 3. If we check x equal to negative 2, if we square a negative 2, that's a positive 4. Minus a negative 2 brings us up to a positive 6. And then when we subtract 6, we still get 0. Okay. How do we factor? Well, we use an area model, so the boxes, and a diamond problem. Okay, take a look at our next example, x squared plus 7x plus 12. Okay, this is using the area model in reverse. So we're going to start with our area model. We're going to break it up into 4 sections. Okay, and if you remember from last year, the first and the last term in your quadratic go on one of the diagonals. I like to always put it on this diagonal right here, okay? The missing pieces for this other diagonal have to have the same product as x squared times 12. So that's where our diamond problem comes in, okay? Because what goes in those two spaces has to multiply to 12x squared, and it also has to add to our middle term. Okay, here is our product, and here is our sum. And so we have to find the two terms that will multiply to 12x squared and add to 7x. That's going to be positive 3x and positive 4x. So I'm going to put 3x here and 4x here. And now it's just a matter of working backwards to find the dimensions of my rectangle. I'm going to need an x and an x to make that x squared. I'm going to need a 3 here to make 3x, and I'm going to need a 4 here to make the 4x and the 12. What does this mean? This means that x squared plus 7x plus 12 factors to x plus 3 times x plus 4. And that's how we factor a quadratic expression, okay? So to review and to take it one step further, how would we use these ideas to help us solve this equation? X squared minus 2x minus 1 equals 2, okay? So we start with the equation, and if we're gonna solve a quadratic equation, the first step is we always have to solve for 0. We always have to get it equal to 0 on one side, because when it's equal to 0, then we can use factoring, and we know each factor must equal 0 because of that zero product property. So you can see here's my original equation. We subtracted 2 from both sides. Minus 2, negative 1 minus 2 is a negative 3. That's where we got the x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0, okay? Then we factor the non-zero side. So x squared minus 2x minus 3, we factor that into x minus 3 times x plus 1. In a minute, I'll show you the algebra to help you get there if you need that review, okay? But you would use the box and the diamond to factor into x minus 3 times x plus 1. Because it's set equal to 0, we can use that zero product property. Each factor must then be set equal to 0. So if x minus 3 equals 0, add 3 to both sides and x equals 3. If x plus 1 equals 0, subtract 1 from both sides and x equals negative 1, okay? And to tie it all together, how does this relate to the equation we solved? Remember, we started with the equation x squared minus 2x minus 1 is equal to 2. So here's our function. Here's our quadratic. Remember, this has a U shape, a parabola, okay? And we're trying to see when that equals 2. This is a y value. All right, and so if you take a look at the graph here, this is the graph of the left-hand side, x squared minus 2x minus 1, and we're trying to see when that equals 2 on the y-axis. Where does it have a y value of 2? Right here at the point 3, 2. Where else does it have a y value of 2? Over here at the point negative 1, 2. Notice that the x values of these coordinates are the two x values that we found right here and right here. Okay, so hopefully that gives you an overall picture of how the original equation up at the top here is solved for the two x values and how those x values tie in to the graph of the original equation. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to wrap this up by showing you how we factor x squared minus 2x minus 3 to give you one more example. If we want to factor x squared minus 2x minus 3, I'm first going to start with a box and a diamond, because remember, it's multiplying those two parentheses out in reverse. Instead of having the two parentheses and multiplying them, we're working backwards to find them. I'm going to place my first term and my last term in the box, and then I'm going to figure out the product and the sum. I get the product by multiplying along the diagonal because my other diagonal has to multiply to the same term. So negative 3 times x squared is a negative 3x squared. My sum is the middle term in my quadratic, so a negative 2x. Now we're going to figure out what would multiply to a negative 3x squared and add to a negative 2x. That would be a negative 3x and a positive 1x. So I put those in the two boxes that are left. And then I find my dimensions. I need an x and an x to multiply to x squared. I'm going to need a negative 3 here to give me the box with negative 3x. And I'm going to need a 1 here to multiply to give me the x at the top of that column and the negative 3 at the bottom of the column. This means that x squared minus 2x minus 3 factors to x minus 3 times x plus 1. What I'd like you to do now for your homework is to try solving these 4 quadratic equations. Please do your work on a separate sheet of paper. Show me your boxes and your diamond problems that are helping you factor as you solve the quadratic. Remember, before we start solving a quadratic, that it needs to be set equal to 0. So number 1 is all set for you. But in numbers 2, 3, and 4, you first need to move all of the terms to one side of the equal sign, and then you can continue with factoring. For example, I'll get number 2 started for you. We need to move the positive 14 over to the left side to set everything equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 14 from both sides of the equation, and I'm now working with x squared plus 2x minus 24, because a negative 10 plus a negative 14 gives me negative 24, is equal to 0. Now I'm ready to start factoring and solving my quadratic equation. Do your work on a separate sheet of paper, upload it into this assignment tab, and I'll take a look at your work and we'll go from there. Let me know if you have any questions.